सबसे पहले सब्सक्राइब, लाइक एंड प्रेस आइकन बटन एंड प्लीज डू शेयर।
हेलो एवरीवन, वेलकम बैक टू आवर चैनल एंड दैट इज बिंदास एजुकेटर। जी हाँ बच्चों, आज हम स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं बहुत ही अच्छा वाला टॉपिक एंड दैट इज चैप्टर वर्क पावर एनर्जी। आज वर्क पावर एनर्जी का फर्स्ट लेक्चर हम स्टार्ट करने वाले हैं और ये वर्क पावर एनर्जी जो चैप्टर है ये बहुत ज्यादा हेल्पफुल होने वाला है 9th स्टैंडर्ड, 10th स्टैंडर्ड, आईसीएससी, सीबीएसई, 11th स्टैंडर्ड, नीट preparation and JEE preparation, KVPY, NTSC, wherever this physics or the basic mechanics portion is a part of the syllabus. There everywhere on those fields, this chapter is going to hold a very good, or you can say a very important portion in those examination. तो let's start, चलिए आज start करते हैं with the topic work power energy. Okay, and in this work power energy we are going to read the article today, and that will be our kinetic energy. First topic which we will be starting today is kinetic energy. Okay, so everyone, each of you might have listened somewhere about this topic, and there you might have come across this concept of kinetic energy. Okay, so you might have studied everywhere, you might have studied everywhere about this concept of kinetic energy. And in regard of that topic, this topic is very important, because to understand we have to study the work part. Okay, to study the work, to study power, and to study energy. So all these things we will be studying in this chapter. So these terminologies themselves are very important. ठीक है बच्चे, आप अपनी सराउंडिंग में डेली यू माइट हैव सीन कि हमने वर्क किया. ओके, सो इफ यू माइट हैव लिसन अबाउट वर्क दैट वी आर डूइंग वर्क. सो if even if I'm recording this YouTube video for you guys, then even for me you can say that I'm doing work and I'm expending my energy. Okay, so I'm expending my own energy in speaking, in writing, and in preparing the content, and for everything whatever arrangements I have made, I am expending my own energy. So that is a different thing, or you can say that is a different form of energy. But what we are going to deal in this chapter, that will be kinetic energy and potential energy. Okay, so first we will start with kinetic energy today. Okay, first we will start with the topic kinetic energy. Okay, so आप सबने पढ़ा होगा काइनेटिक एनर्जी होती क्या है एक्चुअल में. Actually, the kinetic energy is what? So you might have listened about it. You might have come across this term so frequently. So basically, the kinetic energy is the energy that is possessed by a body, energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion. Okay. So if we say that something is moving, so suppose, for example, we are having a car. Suppose this is a car. Okay, suppose this is a car, and this car is moving. Okay, so this is the car. Okay, so this car is moving with a velocity of, you can say, with velocity v in this direction. Okay, so if this car is moving on a road, in this direction, that means this car is possessing velocity, or you can say this car is in motion. Okay, this car is moving, or this car is in motion. Okay, that means it is having some velocity with which it is moving. Okay, so if you will treat this as an object, that this car is a object and this object is moving, so this object will possess a form of energy which is called as your kinetic energy, For example, Sachin Tendulkar is playing cricket. Okay, Sachin Tendulkar is playing cricket. He is having his bat in his hand. Okay, he's standing in the front of stumps. Okay, and now somebody like bowler is bowling the ball, like Bradley or so. They are bowling the ball. Ball is coming, and then he is hitting the ball. Now, if he hits the ball, so actually, what is happening over here, that the ball was possessing, the ball was in motion, so the ball was possessing some kinetic energy. Okay, so ball was having some kinetic energy. That's why it's difficult for a keeper. Okay, so keeper is standing here behind the stump. The keeper is standing to catch the ball with his gloves, okay, in gloves in hand. He's standing to catch the ball. This is the keeper, suppose. Okay, he's wearing a cap, or you can say a helmet. Okay, he's ready to catch the ball with his gloves. So actually, you might have observed that if you are holding a ball in your hand, if you are holding a ball in your hand, you are just holding it, the ball is not moving, then it is easy to hold. Okay, it is very easy for us to hold that ball. But if the ball is moving condition, or somebody has thrown the ball towards us, then it becomes very difficult for us to catch the ball, or it hurts when you try to catch the ball. It hurts. That's why the wicket keeper is having gloves in hand to reduce the you can say the reduce the that collision, or to reduce the force of the ball. So what's happening actually? What is the change? What is the change? Here you can see that when we were having a ball, stationary ball in our hand, here the velocity of the ball was zero because ball was stationary. So ball was not possessing any kinetic energy. But here when the bowler is bowling, now the ball is having some velocity. So ball will possess some kinetic energy. And if the ball is coming towards us with some kinetic energy, then definitely we have to put some extra efforts to catch that ball. Okay, when you will try to catch that ball, when you will try to catch that ball, you have to put some extra effort. And sometimes if the speed of the ball is very high, you might have played with your friends in school, called as maram pitti. Somebody is throwing you can say paper ball, and they used to throw on us. Okay, they used to throw on us, and we used to throw on yeah, one another. We used to play in the school, okay, that game with the paper ball. So sometimes if you are throwing it with a very huge force, then this it may hurt, otherwise it won't hurt. So similarly, why what happens to that ball, that why if it is moving with more velocity, it hurts. Okay. So there comes the concept of kinetic energy, because the ball was having some kind of kinetic energy, and by using that kinetic energy, the ball has some extra energy in it. The ball contains some extra energy. So while we will try to catch that ball, try to hold that ball, when it is having more kinetic energy, then it's going to be more hectic for us. Okay, so this is all the examples what you see in your day-to-day life about kinetic energy. Okay. Now let's come to our subject, that what physics says. Actually physics says all these things, but now as you know that you have to appear for the exam, so you have to study the you have to study in the terms of physics only. Okay, so let's comes to the standard definition what physics tells us. Okay, so if you come here, if you will see that what is kinetic energy, then now you can write down the definition for kinetic energy. And that is you can write over here as that kinetic energy is nothing but energy of a body by virtue virtue of its motion. The energy of a body by virtue of its motion is called as its kinetic energy. Okay, actually how much kinetic energy will be there, or how much kinetic energy is there, and in what direction the object is moving, all these things you might have studied. That if you might have studied in our earlier lectures, like I had put a video on motion, chapter motion of ninth standard. There I've discussed about the reference frame of reference. Okay, reference frame. So actually this kinetic energy also, it depends. It is very important important point I'm telling you. It depends on frame of reference. It depends on frame of reference. Actually, how does it depends on frame of reference? Although this kinetic energy is a scalar quantity, that means it has only and only magnitude. Okay, it has only magnitude. It does not have any you can say a direction. It just have only magnitude. For example, if the ball is moving, you might have studied the formula for kinetic energy. That formula for kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. So suppose if we are having an object who is moving, or which is moving with some kind of speed, you can say. Okay, so if we have an object which is having mass m, and it is moving with velocity, it is moving with the velocity, it's moving with velocity v square. Okay, suppose if we have a mass of m, it is moving with velocity v, so the kinetic energy possessed by this particle, moving particle, that will be equal to half mv square. Okay, so but it is a scalar quantity, that means we will only write the magnitude, that this 20 joule, it comes out to be 10 joule. Okay, we don't have to specify the direction as we defines for the scalar quantity, oh, sorry, vector quantities, like force. For force, we have to tell that 5 Newton acting towards north, 5 towards acting to 10 Newton acting towards south. Okay, like that. Displacement is 10 meter in x-axis, positive x-axis. So like that, these are vector quantities for which we have to tell the you can say the directions also with the magnitude. But kinetic energy, it is a scalar quantity. It's a scalar quantity, that means it is having only magnitude, it doesn't have direction. So only the magnitude we have to tell, that this much kinetic energy is possessed by the body. Okay. Now, as I've said that it depends on frame of reference. Now the next point comes, how does it depends on frame of reference? So for example, let me tell you with the help of an example. Suppose there is a train. Okay, there is a train and there are different coaches of the train. Suppose it's a train. Okay. Okay, so suppose let it be that these are the coaches of the train. Okay, these are the coaches of the train. Okay, so so this is you can say the train. Okay, this is the train, and in this train you might have actually, I'll just tell you this in a very good example to you. Okay, so suppose this is a train. Okay, so there is a girl who has to travel somewhere, okay, she has to board the train, and she is having her luggage, her bag with her. Okay, she is having her luggage with her, and her dad is also her dad has also come to drop her on the station. Okay, so now this is the girl, or you can say this is pa. Okay, this is the pa. Now there's a boy, already inside the train. There is a boy standing inside the train. So finally what will happen, the girl will go inside the train. Okay, so the girl will go inside the train. So now I'm making her to go inside. Okay, now the girl is inside the train. Okay, so now girl is inside the train. So now this pa who is standing outside, standing outside, he is watching her daughter. And if the train starts moving, with velocity v in this direction, with velocity v, then what pa will observe? Pa will think that her daughter her daughter is moving with a velocity of how much? With a velocity v. Okay, so the pa will think that her daughter is moving with velocity v. So that's why he will think, if the mass of the girl is m, then pa will think that she is possessing kinetic energy as half mv square. Okay, this is what pa is observing. Okay, with respect to pa, we are talking that the girl is possessing this much of kinetic energy, because pi is standing on the platform. Pi is simply standing on the platform. Okay, he is standing on the platform, he is not moving at all. Pi is just standing on the platform. So so here what we can say over here, that if with respect to pa, the girl is moving with velocity v, and he is he's like standing on the platform. So from here, okay, so from here, the pa will think that she is possessing this much kinetic energy. But if we will ask the boy, okay, the boy is standing in the train itself. Okay, so actually inside the train they both are standing. The boy is also standing, the girl is also standing. Okay, so what boy can say? Boy is standing, he will see the girl is also standing in the same coach in front of him. So she will say that she is having zero velocity, he will say that she is having zero velocity. Okay, so the kinetic energy of the girl with respect to boy of the girl with respect to boy will be 0. Okay, but kinetic energy possessed by girl with respect to pa will be how much? Half mv square. Okay, so our object is same. That means we are looking for the girl only, but at the same time pa is telling a different value and the boy is telling a different value. That means the pa's, you can say the from father's perspective, he was looking from a different perspective, and he was concluding that the kinetic energy of the girl is half mv square. Whereas the boy was looking from a different angle and he was observing that the girl is standing still, so her kinetic energy must be 0. So you can't say that boy is wrong or you can't say that pi is wrong, because according to their observation, according to their frame of reference, whatever they have told is exactly true. Nobody is lying. The boy is also not lying, because with respect to boy the girl is standing, and the pi is also not lying, because with pa the girl is moving with velocity v. Okay, that's why we can say, we can justify at this point that the kinetic energy depends on frame of reference. Okay. So okay, so now let's move on to the next page. Now here comes the formula. Okay, so what is the formula for kinetic energy? For the formula for kinetic energy, you might have studied that the kinetic energy is given by half mv square. Okay, kinetic energy is given by half mv square. This is the formula for kinetic energy. Okay, so you can just make a bracket over it. Okay, this is very 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 important formula. Okay, and you might have also studied that momentum is what? Momentum. Okay, linear momentum, or you can say momentum represented by p is given by mass into velocity. Okay, okay, so momentum is given by mass into velocity. This you already knows. Okay, momentum, this thing you already knows, that momentum is given by mass into velocity. So just let me make you can say a shape over it also to make it in bracket. Okay, because this is also very 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 important. Okay, now you can now change the formula, or you can modify the formula for kinetic energy. So if the kinetic energy here, the kinetic energy, if kinetic energy is equal to half mv square, now if I multiply and divide by m, so it won't make any difference. So I can write it over here as that it will be half m square v square divided by m. Okay, so it will become m square v square by 2m. It will become how much? M square v square by 2m, isn't it? So this mv is what? Mv is what? Your linear momentum p. So m square v square, can I replace it by p square? That means p square by 2m, and that will be equal to your kinetic energy. So there is one more formula for kinetic energy, and that is equal to p square divided by 2m. This is the another formula for kinetic energy, but this formula is in terms of your linear momentum. So this formula is also very 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 important. Okay, now the very important fact which you have to remember over here is that this formula of this kinetic energy is equal to p square by 2m. This is valid for one particle. This is valid only for one particle. Okay, this is valid for one particle. Okay, so that's why I'm making you can say a star over it. This is very 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 important, valid for one particle. Okay, so this formula of kinetic energy is valid for one particle, because if you will try to write the kinetic energy of the system. Okay, so if you will try to write the kinetic energy of the system, like here I'll write kinetic energy of system will be equal to kinetic energy of first particle plus kinetic energy of second particle plus kinetic energy of third particle, and so on. So what you will write? You will write that p1 square by 2m1 plus p2 square by 2m2 plus p3 square by 3 oh sorry 2m3. Okay, 2 this will be 2m3. Okay, and so on. So, but if you will write it over here as that the kinetic energy of system, you might think about it. There's no doubt about it. Kinetic energy of the system is equal to p square. That means whole p square of the system divided by 2 into m mass of the system. Okay. So you might think about it, but this formula is incorrect. This formula is not valid because this formula is not valid. So this will be your wrong perception. Okay, so if you will do this, then it will be a wrong, then it will be wrong. Okay, so it will be a wrong because whatever you might have studied, over here. Okay, so whatever you might have studied over here, everything whatever is given over here. Okay, everything which is given over here, this formula for kinetic energy in terms of momentum is not applicable for system of particle. It is only valid for one particle. That's why I have marked star over here. Okay, so we can mark star over here also because it is invalid. So by this you can memorize it or you can keep it in your mind. Okay, so after this much basic discussion, we come on to the graphs of kinetic energy. Okay, so now let me draw the graphs for kinetic energy. Okay, so suppose we will draw 4 different graphs. Okay, so let this axis be as your kinetic energy K. Let this be as your momentum. Okay, so we can the examiner can ask you to plot a graph between kinetic energy and momentum, so you know the relation between kinetic energy is equal to p square by 2m. Okay, if the mass is constant, 2 is constant, then we can say that kinetic energy will be directly proportional to the p square. Okay, so if kinetic energy is directly proportional to the p square, that means the power this term, you can say this term, you can say this term is on y-axis here, and this term p square, this p square is on x-axis. And now you can say that the x-axis, the term on x-axis having power 2 and the term on y-axis is having power 1. Okay, so what will happen, the graph will be turning towards a point of or the term which is having low power. Okay, so the graph will be something like this. Okay, this will be the graph between kinetic energy and potential, kinetic energy and linear momentum, and you can mention it over here. Okay, now let's move on to the second graph. Second graph, you might be asked to plot a graph between kinetic energy and the inverse of mass. That means 1 by m. Okay, you can be asked to plot a graph between them. So now you know the formula for kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to half mv square. Okay, so now the kinetic energy, you can say the kinetic energy is half mv square. Okay, so if you will place the formula, okay, so if you will write the graph between kinetic energy and m, so the velocity is constant, half is constant. Okay, so this is inversely proportional. Okay, so inversely proportional, if it is inversely proportional, then how you will draw the graph? Okay, this is an assignment for you. I'm giving you as an assignment. Okay, solve this assignment and let me know in the comment box. Okay, now we are moving on to the fourth graph. The fourth graph can be like this, this is a graph. Okay, and this is, let be the x-axis. So here what we can say, let this be as kinetic energy and let this be as your p square. So what we can see over here, that kinetic energy is having a formula of half mv square, and in terms of momentum it is what, p square by 2m. So if mass is constant, then we can say that kinetic energy is directly proportional to p square, and if it is directly proportional, then your graph will be how? Your graph will be straight line. Okay, so your graph will be straight line in this condition. So this, you can say that kinetic energy is directly proportional to p square and your graph will be like this. Okay. So this will be your, you can say this will be, these will be the graphs between the, or you can say the different types of graphs which is possible from this concept. Okay. Now we are coming on to the next topic. We are coming on to the next topic, and that is, if we have to answer, there is a concept that if we have to answer the change. Okay. So the question might be based on a concept that for a for a change of you can say for the change. Okay, so for the change, like they might ask that the kinetic energy is changed by 5%, then the change in the momentum will be okay. So the questions can be like this, that they might ask you that if kinetic energy decreases by 10%, then what will be the change in momentum? So change in momentum they might ask. So these types of questions, when they ask, when they talk about the change, then how we can solve it. Okay, that's what we will talk now. That's what we will discuss now. So here what we can see over here as that we can write it over here as that change in kinetic energy, or you can say the percentage change in kinetic energy, that is delta k by k into percent. Okay, that will be equal to p2 square minus p1 square divided by p1 square. Okay, how does it come? How it will come, that I can tell you, but I'm not telling you because there is no use. Okay, into 100, because we have to find the percentage, so into 100. Okay, so this will be our formula, or this will be our concept. So if you are given, if you are given with percentage change in momentum, and you have to find percentage change in kinetic energy, so this formula you can apply. Now there might be one more possibility over here, that they might ask you that you have to calculate the percentage change in momentum, that is delta p by p percent, and that will be equal to how much? That will be equal to under root k2 minus under root k1 divided by root k1 into 100. Okay, so this will be your concept. Okay, so this will be your next concept. So here, if you are given over here with the percentage change in, you are given over here with changes in kinetic energy, so you can easily find out the percentage change in your momentum. Okay, so now I'll tell you a one special trick. Okay, I'll tell you one special trick for special case. Okay, one special trick for special case, and that is if the percentage change is less than 5. Okay, so we can write over here that if the is percentage change is less than 5%, then okay. So if it is given over here in the question that kinetic energy changes by 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, so up to 5%, you can directly apply a expression, and that is delta k by k into percent. Okay, delta k by k into percent, that will be twice the change in momentum. That will be twice the percentage change in momentum. Okay, so this is also a very important concept. So I'm making a bracket over it. So I'm boxing it, and you can memorize, or you can remember this for your further use. So all these three formulas, or you can say all these three concepts are very important. Okay, so I'm making it 2-star, I'm making it 3-star, and I'm making it also 3-star. So this is all what we were supposed to discuss about kinetic energy. So thanks for watching, and please do like the video, share the video, and please, if you are coming for the first time, then do subscribe our channel, and you can join our Telegram group and Telegram channel also for your queries if you want to ask directly from us. Okay, and links of the different videos are also given in this description of the video, so you can watch the various different topics videos from there. Okay, so thanks for watching.